Hello everybody, welcome back. This is a how to use video for the VASSAL module for Silent War 2.0 by Compass Games, designed by Brian Miller. Um, we are going to hit right off the splash screen into the main screen. Um, your main screen here, you have your basic pieces down here. All of these pieces, you can either choose to move them manually or you can increase them using the drop down. When you want to reset them to zero, send them back to zero. Down the bottom here, I have your ultra areas and your special mission areas set up off to the side so you can grab and drag them. Typhoon, Tropical Storm, Typhoon 2. Oh, undo that. I don't want to delete that. If you do, I do have it up in the counters, but torpedo status, set your torpedo status. War level, set your war level. And I have some of this working so that in the future, if I decide to integrate things more, some of that will be like the war progress is tied into a property, so I may be able to, depending on my whims, integrate more of the dates and the starting dates and stuff. But as of right now, there's a lot to that, and I'm not going to do that. Month and everything, just increase, decrease. You can set it. So if you're starting a scenario and say June, you're going to go ahead and put 6 in there and put it there. Week, year, all work the same principle as that. I'll come back to the main screen in a little bit. As always, you can zoom this down and down and out. I think I have it defaulting at 75 when you come into the game. Prep for operations. I'm going to come back to that. I want to go to the submarines and everything first. Open the submarines. I have the all the U.S. set by up here in the top by war start, and they're separated by their type. And then after that, they're just all set in there by the date that they come into service. Japan, I have them here. You'll have to manually put them into the random as they are released. Um, British and Netherlands, I did not place them. If you're going to use them, you can go through and place them in with the U.S. counters as you deem necessary. Um, so for right now, I am going to actually minimize this. The window doesn't need to be that big. You can scroll around it. And again, that'll also zoom in and zoom out. But I'm going to bring out the narwhal so I can start showing you some of the other goodies that are in here. I don't know, some people probably complain about this, but I have it set up that all of the statuses are used in layers, and I will show you why in a minute. If you want to patrol, you just hit patrol. You want to transit, you hit transit. Um, if you're grab a skipper, we're going to assign a skipper, which is going to put on a temporary small little counter that I made so that it can ride around. And again, I'm going to get to that in a minute as to why I did things that way. And then in the cups, yes, the draw cups, you will draw out your random skipper. And down here, you're just going to put skipper name, go down, find Underwood, and then the first time you're going to go ahead and you're going to put the skipper rate +1. And yes, that's a little clunky, but I did that for a reason. And then up here you can assign to the sub. So he's with the narwhal. I would put the narwhal in there, and we'll just keep him up here, kind of out of the way, so you know that he's being used. And if he for some reason becomes killed, you put him down here in the unavailables. Um, and I did that for a reason, and you'll see why in a minute. Spotted, if you're spotted, it's going to put the counter there. If you're damaged, it's going to put the damage there. If you're returning to base voluntary or involuntary, It's going to put the counter there. When you don't have the sub selected, you're not going to be able to see it. But when you select it, you're going to be able to see everything. It's going to put them down. Now, why did I do this? When you're done your turn and everything's down in the done, and let me bring a couple more submarines out for this. Just drag out a lot of the Pampanos. This is where the prep for operations come in. You hit prep for operations and it's going to move them all up to the operating. So we don't have to go through and manually um, reset all of them. And as you see, then now it will move all the counters. But with that, if I just put the chits on top of it became messy, and I didn't like the way it was working, so I did it that way. The other thing is, say we're going to go to Dutch Harbor. Send to the repair hold. We'll send you to the repair hold at Dutch Harbor. There you can get rid of some of this stuff. So Skipper would stay with it. Reset spotted, damage, reset. And I might make a button to reset all the status. You can rotate these left and right so you can send them to the various areas. I did not, because there's so many areas that I did not really make this automated. So you're going to have to be responsible for putting these in the various areas and moving them around there. You'll have to work a little bit with this module and then ready to see. And then when you're done, you just send them back out to say Dutch Harbor or wherever he came from. Yes, maybe a little clunky, but it works. Let's see. That takes us from there to the next is the targets. The targets. This is, and this will be clear. I just these are pieces I had to put in there to make the automation work that I wanted to make, and this I'm quite proud of. All you have to do to set up your cups is click on the appropriate war period, and it's going to automatically set all your chits. These are random except for the ones that don't get drawn random. So this is random. That one's random. I think these two are not random. No, these two are not random. Those are the planes and the combat events, and they always get assigned. Anything that gets assigned did not make I did not make a deck for it, so it'll randomly grab the appropriate amount of calendars for each one of these, and it will send them to the cups. And the draw cups then you see are already here. And if when you first do it, because of the way the cups are sorted, it's going to look like you have the same background all the way, but you don't. And it'll eventually sort itself out. But this is all random, and you won't need to really come up here and do anything. Okay, better send all them to return to deck. Now let me do that. Because I think I have that set up for, and yes, there's a reason why it's not going to work up here, and we're going to get to that in a second. This is also where you're going to find your super skippers for your various countries and your TDCs. You will not really need to do anything with them here, though. If you going to reset your target cups, which the game I think recommends every 2 months, but sometimes you like to do them sooner, just start getting used to the cups. It's real easy to do now. You're just going to hit reset target cups. It's going to send everything here back over to the targets. As you see, they're all in here. Say we're going to war period 2. We're going to set that up, and they're ready to draw again. Now I'm going to leave them in there because we're going to go to the next, which is combat display. And I left Pollock over here for a reason. We're going to send him to the combat display. He's going to send you over. It's going to automatically send you over here, and I just did it to this spot here for the sole reason that I want to get the counter onto the display for you. But as you'll notice, it has already dropped down the current operating area over here, so you don't forget where your guy is. Which with VASSAL it's pretty easy anyway, because it's going to you could place a return button in there, and I did. Anyway, so if we're going to be drawing 5 targets, we're just going to go ahead and draw them right down here, and it's going to automatically draw them out of the proper cup. Let's say we got 5, 3, 3, 2, and let's see, we just got 1. You could also work from the bottom. It doesn't matter. I like to work from the bottom, but I saw a lot of the videos where the guys are working from the top. Say you wanted to flip 4 targets because you're coming in, you're going to unmask these 4 targets. Say you wanted to do them all right here. I do not have in the IGN yet. When I do, I have plans, and it should work out to where you will be able to draw the IJN counter right down to this counter. I think I have all that in place. I just haven't gotten all the artwork in yet. This will give you guys a chance to um, do something with it. Anyway, so until I get that in, IGN's not in there. Um, you're going to draw your TDCs down for your. Say you say you get 4 of them. With this, you wouldn't, but hey, we're just doing an example. You're going to unmask them, draw randomized, and then when you're done your encounter, you can either return these to the deck, or when you're done your encounter, you just hit the old cleanup, which is going to send everything back up to the proper cups. And that took a lot of coding to get it to happen, but it works. And then we're going to return the Pollock over to the operating area and delete that, and you're on to your next one. So there you have it. You got basically, it makes your combat setups a lot easier using VASSAL. It's one of the things I'd like to do is make the computer work for you. IJN cups, I have them here. My plan is to have the dated components down here in the open space, and the ones that begin the war started. I'm going to have them in here already, and you should not need to do anything in this, but that may change. That's not a huge part of the module, so I just wanted to get this out here so my testers can start getting on my case about what I need to do and what I need to change. SOP, I always like to put the SOP in with the little arrow so you can remember where you're at on the SOP. I might make a return to start for that, but that's not really anything. And then your tenders. Your tenders, I put the 2 Netherlands right down here. The submarine-based Surabaya, you will be able to send your submarine straight to here from the game board. I do have that set up the same as I did for the rest of the. So we take him down to Surabaya. He will now be able to send it a repair hold, and we can do what we're going to do with him. Though I don't have the automation in place to send him back. I might be able to do that. I might be able to. I'm going to play around with this more, so if the return to operating area shows up there, then so be it. But this one here doesn't work. Yeah, it does actually. Never mind then. I don't need to worry about it. And it may not work on here because I have a lot of restrictions on the commands, so we'll see. It does work for the time being there. Anyway, all your um, counters for your tenders are here. You can add them to the tenders deck, which is right here, as they become available, and then just draw out the random tender whenever you're called for drawing a random tender. I think I made it so you can also, yes, you can also draw specific if you need to. Surabaya works the same as the rest of them. You're going to have to work your way through there. That's pretty much so it for the tenders and it for the overview of the module. Sorry about that. Brain's still kind of foggy. All that's going on. There are things that you'll have to figure out. I don't have rules in here yet. I don't have charts in here, and you're not going to get them. If the rules are publicly displayed on Compass's um, website, then I will put a link to them in the help menu up here. Anything that's publicly distributed by the game company, I will be happy to put in there because if they're happy to put it online, I will be happy to put it in here. Um, Charts, I will leave out most of the charts, and that's as per Compass, and I believe in that anyway. No sense giving away free games. And there you have it. I want to thank everybody that tests this module for me, and for those of you that don't test it, you just use it. I want to say I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope it makes things easier. And it may change by the time it gets to you. I start playing on it, and I see things I don't like, or my testers will get back to me and say things that they think I can do better. So we'll see where it goes from here. Thanks everybody for joining me. This has been a how to use video for the VASSAL module for Silent War 2.0 by Compass Games, and you all have a good night.